Eyes. It's YouTube Wednesday. Eyes. So this is how I like to make eyes now. There's so many ways to do eyes, but this is an easy way that I do them for my monster museum. And these are some modified techniques from another video that I saw on YouTube that I will link in the description of the video. It uses glass cabochons, and I will put links to where I got these in the description of the video. So I'm going to just grab a set. I have them in here. Now, you buy one size, and normally I buy a 10-pack of them, but it just so happens that I make a lot of eyes, so I set them up in this little thing, so I have, you know, just a bunch of different sizes in order to make eyes. I'll make that size eyes right now. Obviously, you don't want them to slide around while you're working. I make both eyes at the same time. That way I keep them even, and I can work on one while the other one is drying. And you should just clean off that glass a little bit, because you're painting on the flat side of the eye. Okay. And I'm using all spray paint. That's what I use on these, is spray paint. So I'm going to take some black. I'm going to do my pupils first. It doesn't really matter what kind of spray paint you use. I'm using 2X. And I just spray a bit out on the table to make sure it is wet. And then for the pupils, I often use a Q-tip. And you will not get amazingly full coverage on the first go. But try to let the spray paint come off of the Q-tip as opposed to trying to rub it around. If you rub it around, you'll just spread what you put on even thinner. I like the spray paint because of how fast it dries. And also, I already have spray paint on hand. Probably a good size for my pupils. And all I'm doing is I'm just drying that spray paint so I can put on the next layer. And I want to do like a red gold eye with this. I have copper spray paint, I have gold spray paint, I have yellow, I have red, I have orange. Since I want red to be one of the primary colors, I'll do it first. So now I have a couple things that I can scrape with here. This is a little sculpting tool that I can scrape away with. I can scrape away with this fid, and I can scrape with this. We're going to build the eye up in layers. The thing out front is going to be the pupil. That's why I painted it first. And now this red layer will be here, but I'm going to scratch some of it away with one of these tools. And I want to go, I can still see pretty much where the pupil is, and I'm going to scrape away from it out towards the edge of the eye. And this is going to create little open lines that will allow the next color I put on to show through. And right now I'm doing one clean line all the way from like a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch from the pupil all the way to the edge. It does build up on the end, and you got to clean that off every now and then. And I'll just show you that that is what that looks like right now. You can kind of see those lines through it. But that's not a lot of those lines in there. I want to actually add a bunch more. So now, well, I'll do the other one that way. So they're the same. And you're going to get some paint on the outside here. We'll clean that off with alcohol after. That'll be easy. Now I was going to do a second step, but I want to get this eye done first, so that I'm doing both of them while they're close to the same level of dryness, and while those motions that I did are still fresh in my head. And it may help to look at pictures of eyes and just like, what do those patterns look like? Because, you know, our eyes actually have a lot of little squiggly lines in them, but they read as straight. So I could do this with squiggly lines. I just find straight lines easier. And, well, you guys know my aversion to working hard. All right, so now I have two eyes that are pretty much the same. And I'll go back to this other one. I'm going to scrape off more because I want my next color to show up good too. But now instead I'm going to do a different motion. I'm still going to go straight line from here to there, but I'm just going to go back and forth in the middle. And that back and forth in the middle, I am taking more material away as I go around. I'm not live square, this is being recorded.
Okay, good. Do you want the installation pieces at the top, I guess? Okay, let's see.
So that motion of going around, but not going all the way as far as we did before, or not hitting the edge, has made an area in the middle that is less, even less red is on there. So more paint will show through. I'll do that again to this one. Okay, that's good. I'm looking at them. They're close to even. I'm going to do a little bit more on this one. This is a cumulative effect, so that if I mess up one line and go too far or whatever, it's no big deal because it's gonna blend in and be part of that natural pattern. Okay. See, what I love about this is it's dry already, and I can wipe off any little blurbs that get on there. And now these guys are going to be ready for the next stage, which is another coat of paint. And let's put on some copper. So you can see how the copper filled in where the red was. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'll use a different tool this time. I'll use this scraping tool, which is a little bit bigger. And I'm going to do the same thing I did, that same kind of pattern where I'm going to start in the center and I'm going to go all the way out. And I can see I'm removing a little bit of red still and the copper that we just put on. Each time you scrape off a layer, you can do another color and have a little bit different look happen inside of your eye. I'm going to go around twice on this one. All right, so I have red and copper in that eye, those eyes now. And I've gone around 2 times scraping off so I can see a little bit through there. And in that space, let's put another color. I'm gonna put a bright orange. Is that orange? Okay, so now, this is still a little bit sticky, but I wanna work with it that way. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do it again. And what is happening right now is that the wet orange paint has reactivated the paint underneath it. So I'm able to scrape away through all the layers pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna do the other one to match. That has a nice bit going on in there. Now I'm gonna do gold. Let's do gold. So now my gold is pretty much dry and I have a good looking eye. I want to go back in and I want to pop this with a little more orange. And I have another scraping tool. This is just a Harbor Freight box cutter. I nipped the end off with a pair of wire cutters so that when I hold it, the flat bit, the little tiny flat bit now, is going to scrape the eye. And I'm not doing the whole eye, I'm just going to do that middle again. But because it's so big, this is really going to take away. Do one more round. This time I will go all the way to the edge. And now that I have both of my eyes cleaned up and I have room to see through them, now what color do I want to put on there? I think I'm going to go with a yellow. I haven't used it before, and it's a nice bright color. Do my last color to finish up this eye. I'm just going to do one more ring around the inside with the fid, and do a little more orange. Last layer. You could go on forever doing this. Just introducing new colors and in different ways. And I will do some squiggly lines. Really, only by holding it up to a light can you really see how much you have flaked off. See that? Now you can see through and see how much color I'm really going to get. So you can let these cure for, I don't know, 12, 24 hours to really let that spray paint set up hard. Obviously, I sped it up with a heat gun, but that did not completely set it. So I actually press on some blue towel. And now I'm just going to cut that out, and I'll leave that as a backing. So now that they have their backing on, I want to clean the front of the eye so that it's clear, obviously. 99% alcohol is a great way to clean up spray paint. And a Q-tip. So that's how you make eyes. This is how I make eyes. You can see that they do have some dimensionality to them. I believe these are 40 millimeter eyes. These are pretty big. But the glass, of course, makes them nice and glossy. And you can get quite a bit of detail in and around those irises. I have a few more to do, so I'm going to knock out some blue ones and some green ones. But all these are going in different things for my monster museum. So, thanks for watching, and go make stuff.
Real heroes of still be our Patreon supporters. Here's to you, Mr. Milk Jug Skull Maker. I smell burning plastic. Why pay $6 for a great skull when you could spend 45 minutes and get blisters making one yourself? I need to get some ointment. Keeping a 4-gallon-a-week pace, just so you can finish your cemetery columns. I'm lactose intolerant. Still Beast really thanks you. We really, really thank you.